Right, well, welcome back. Welcome back to all the champions and the doctors, or should I say would-be doctors, or should-be doctors, or soon-to-be doctors. Welcome back to Bell the UCAT. Right, we are aiming to tame the cat. Right, thank you very much for enormous response for all those who've registered for the courses. I'm hoping you are going on well with the courses. As time progresses, I will continuously be adding new videos to the courses. Right, here we are. So what are we going to do now? I'm on the UCAT website trying to crack a few more questions this time. Been a long time. I've just been occupied with the different courses, online classroom lessons and whatnot. Right, there we go. So we are planning to, we've done quant, but now we're going to attack some questions from the UCAT website, which is a quantitative quant test, actually. So we're just focusing on the subsection of quant, and you will see live how we end up cracking these questions. Ready? Now, I was in two minds. Should I go for number one, timed or untimed? Because I'll have to do the commentary while I'm... should I gamble? Right. Might as well just go with untimed, because I might be doing a lot of chatting with you, explaining what strategies I'm using, blah, 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 blah. So time would be a bit risky. So, all right. Anyways, if you're not able to do it, we'll slice this down into two parts. We'll slice this video down into two parts. Possibly, let's see how we go. Right, okay. So, we've got UCAT website. Oh, yeah, that'll be... chose some randomly. I chose B, which is untimed. Right, attacking quantitative... No, I don't need verbal. I need quant. Right, quant section, navigator, go down, fault. Right, okay. Next, what's there? No, all right, so end review. Right, okay, here we go. Now, end review, okay. Decision making, no, don't need decision making. Right, I need quant. Gone, 35. Right, end review, I think so we're almost just about to reach the quant section. Right, here we go. Oh, wow. There we go. So what we've got here altogether is the quant section. So what I am looking in front of you on your screen, what you look here is the 36 questions altogether. 36 questions, let's choose a color. 36 questions in 26 minutes. Let's try and see. I will be commentating on what I'm doing, what strategies I'm using, blah, 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 blah. Ready? Here we go. Right, question numero uno. Right, what does he say? Table gives information about the cost buying leaflet. VAT charges 20% means multiplier would be 20% means multiplier is going to be 1.2. Most of my answers that I look at, most, not all, most of my answers will be multiple of 12. Right, this one is definitely out. Right, without even looking at it, we just right. Gina buys 450. Got it. Number of orders. Get an idea of what are the columns all about, what are the rows all about. Got it. 100p. Right. 450. Single-sided color, 450 single-sided color, boom, 60. So all what I do is 450 times by 1.2 times by 0.6, boom, 324. This is what we talk about, no-look calculator. You should not be looking at what keys you are pressing, not only your ability to do, should I say, speed maths, but also, in case you're a little bit reluctant to do speed maths, because it requires enormous amount of practice. And if you're running out of time, best is pump up your speed with your calculator. So what I did was, again, no-look calculator. I'm using a desktop, and on the desktop I'm using my numerical keypad, and then boom, 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 boom. So that's all we're looking at. 324. Second way of doing the same question would have been, as I told you, I'm looking for an answer which is a multiple of 1.2. Boom. This is not an answer multiple of 1.2. Now, as I went along, I saw 216 divided by 12. 216 divided by 12. It is a multiple of 2, so I therefore straight away. 324, 432 is a multiple of 1.2 or 12. That's why straight away I realized that it's not going to work. So that's the answer. We'll soon find out what we got. Ready? Okay. Then we got Sophie buys... 200 of this. Sophie buys 200 single-sided black and white and 200 single-sided color. The total cost including VAT. So do I have 200 times by 1.2? 240. 240. How much is that? Single-sided, how many? 200 altogether. So 30 and 60. Do I have 30? 0.3 times by 0.3. Boom. So, rushing it. 200 times by 1.2. Is what we've got. Ready? It's a total cost, 60 and 90, 0.9 is what we've got. 216 I was taking away. 216 is my answer. Right, here we go. So what did I do? Because I did not individually sit down there and started computing. I did not sit down here. I saw there's a common multiple here, 200 and 200. So what I did is 200 times by 1.2, that's a common one. So 200 I did times by 1.2, then it says what's the total cost? And I added these two up together instead of doing it individually. If there was difference, you would have taken away. So I did 60p plus 30p, 0.9. Boom. So there we go. So we've got 200 times by 1.2 times by 0.9. There you go, 216. Right, that's the answer. Righty, moving on to our next question. The next question we're looking at is, right, Steph bought 300 double-sided. So I'm looking at 300 double-sided black and white, 300 double-sided black and white, and 100 single sided leaflets. What percentage and so on? Right, what percentage did he spend on the color leaflets? Righty, okay, so 300 blindly 1.2, got it, what he got. Then do I have times by 0.55? Yep. Do I have 198? So I will add to my memory, right? I mean, you're not typing, I'm not literally. So 100 times by 1.2, minimal use of the pen is what we need. Times by, how many got? Do I have 0.8? Boom, 96. So what do I do? So I need to add, memory recollect, right? Okay, so 96, so 96 divided by, so 96 divided by, there we go, 32.6, any option? Boom, there you go. So that's it. So you don't literally need to always be using a pen. Use that particular keystroke, which is using the memory. Ready? Okay. Moving on, 32.7. Boo or Bo, whichever one you like to call him, bought some double-sided color leaflets. The VAT on the bill was 12%. VAT was 2012 divided by 0.2, 60. Right, I'm not going to use algebra. I'll use the options. Watch now. So if I were to buy 36, all right, 36 times, I need to make, if it is 36 times 2 is 72, can't do that, has to be below 30 times by 2 is, on my calculator, 60, boom, that's my answer. So again, I'm not using algebra here, I am literally using, so I had my calculator, £60 is all that it takes, right? So if I buy 30, I'm using the option, 30 times by 2 is 30 times by 2, do I have? That's 60. Boom. Therefore, that's my option I chose. Option A. No algebra, no calculator. No algebra and no penning it down. Ready? Moving on to our next question. Ready? Okay. Figure compares the number of sales proposals by the number of okay. What percentage of converted sales? 693, 700, 70%. Oh no, all the options are nearby. Now what? So I will do 693 divided by 990, 70%. Boom. If you see here, as soon as I try to do mental maths, so 693 is close to 700, 990 is close to 1000. So mental maths I would try to do is something like 70%. 693 here. If you see 693 here, this value is close to 700. This value is close to 1000. 700 over 1000, 70%. But then I saw the options are close by, so might as well use some keystrokes from the calculator. Boom, there we go. So option 70% it was. Righty, next question. Looks easy so far. Right, hopefully not jinxed it. There we go. So what does he say? In the year in which there was a least percentage increase in the urban pop. Have I done the previous question? Have I skipped it? No, yeah, I've done it. So in the year in which there was a least percentage increase in the urban population from the previous year, what was the approximate increase in rural? Right, okay, yeah, 700 becomes this one, 50% increase, more than 50%, 3,200 becomes, oh, yeah, that's the one. So I'm focusing on this one in that year, and it says, what is the percentage increase from the previous year? Righty, okay. So again, I'm not doing the GCSE way of doing it. New divided by all, 3377, boom, minus the 1. Boom. If you want to, I'd just do it in my head. Answer is 0.1 times by 100. If you want to do that, 1.45. Boom, there you go. So ideally, you should not be using the GCSE way of finding a percentage increase. I use the shortcut new divided by old minus 1. Whatever is left over, don't even bother timesing it by 100. Ignore the 1. As I saw here, just quickly doing it for you, I am finding out how much is the increase from here to here because it says rural population. Right, so I did 3426, that's the new value. Divide by 3377, boom. Do I have 1.014? Ignore the 1, minus the 1, so 1.45. That's my option, option A. Right, that was quick. Right, moving on to my next question. The country imported 15 million tons. 15 million tons year 1, 20 million tons. What was the percentage increase? Again, new divide by old, 20 divided by 15, 4 over 3, 4 over 3, 1.33. Answer has to be 33%. Boom, option D. Right, so what did you do? New divide by old. So I got 20 divided by 15, 4 over 3, which is 1 over 3. Ignore the 1, 3. That's my option. Moving on to our next question. I'm hoping it's not that fast enough because it's more or less UCAT mode. Right, okay, the table shows protected flowers, 3 countries. Okay, got it. 3 protected. What are the total protected and open areas of the 3 countries? Oh, so he wants me to add them up. I'm not going to add them up. I will just use the last digit strategy. 2 and 6, 8. 8 and 0 and 0 and 0. 8 and 9, 7. 7. Last digit has to be 7. 7, 7. Ooh, that's my option. E. Right, option E straight away. So one just doing it. 7700 plus 5156 plus 6450 5600 5129. Boom, there we are. So 41 last digit strategy is what I use. This is all I keep teaching in. Loads of strategies. That's what I keep teaching in my UCAT program. So, well, I'm sure if you are already registered, I'm sure you're enjoying all the lessons, all the videos, pre-recorded videos, self-paced, self-placed also. Right, okay, so shortcuts is the name of the game, UCAT. Right, okay, football team. Now, for some people, it might look like a long-winded passage, long passage or paragraph or the question. Just remember the trick is, the longer the question, the first 2 parts are always doable. Ready? So what have I got? Football team, weekly lottery. Lottery costs £1, 60% prizes, 10%, 30% children. This will be somewhere in the question. 4 districts, adult population 1,000, adult weekly participation and average expenditure, percentage average weekly, dividing the total expenditure. All right, got it. How many adults from the town? How many adults from the town? Oh, yeah, the whole town. How many adults from the town take part in the lottery each week? Right, 50% of 10,000. Right, I'm not going to do the 1,000. I'm just doing 50% of 10. Do I have 5? 70% of 5. 7 times 5. 3.5 plus 3.5. 40% of 20. Do I have 8? Boom. 30% of 15 times 3, 4.5. There you go, 21,000. Oh, here we go. So that's again was not going to sit down here and start finding out 50% of 10,000, 70% of 5,000, keep on computing, add them up together. No, that's not the way to do it. Ready? Okay, moving on. In addition to the 4 districts, 12,000 tickets are sold every week by the club. Whoa, so that means what percentage of the sales are people by station estate? Station estate, 50%, 5,000, 5,000, 4,000. So if I've got, so that 50% of 10,000 is 5,000. 5,000 times by 8, do I have 40,000? Answer has to be a multiple of 4. Right, the trick is, answer has to be a multiple of 4. Oh, this is a multiple of 4, this is a multiple of 4, this is not a multiple of 4. Could be anything, actually. Right, long-winded, UCAT mode, skip it. Right, moving on to next question. How much do the annual tickets purchased by the town centre contribute to child's training? 30%, I remember. Mental cataloguing is what I call in my UCAT course, how to register the values right in the brain so that you don't need to reread it. The biggest challenge that UCAT students end up facing, apart from they don't know the shortcuts, apart from the strategies they don't know, I'm only talking about those who are not part of my UCAT program, they end up rereading the passage, hence sucking up all the time. So you should not. So I talk about my UCAT something called mental catalogue. How do you mental catalogue it? So right, so annual tickets purchased by town centre. So how much is the annual? This is weekly. I'll have to times it by 52, that means. So I've got town centre, how much? 70% of 5,000. So I've got 70% of 5,000, 3,500, 7 times 5. 3,500 times by 10, right? Times by 52 weeks is what we've got. Then times it by 0.3. Boom, 54. Oh, there we go. That's my option. This one. Righty? Okay, so option E it is. Right, moving on as quickly as we can. Then he says, how much does the number of people buying lottery ticket in this one and this one, how much does the number of people exceed? So exceed, right, okay, 40% of 20, do I have 8,000? This is 8. 30% of this one, 4.5. 8 take away 4.5, how much does, by how much? Yeah, 3.5. Boom, 8 take away 4.5, 3.5, that's my options. Option C, bravo, right. Again, speed maths it is, right? Ability to compute this. You don't literally need a calculator for each and every question. Right, here we go. Right, the table below shows, and the student, okay, each game lasts 20 minutes, mental catalogue. Right, okay, in private sessions, 18, that's a catch. Minimum 8 people for the 20-minute break between each session. 2 people paid 30 without any discount, so can't pay 30, can't pay 30. All right, so 2 people paid 30, that means they're playing altogether 3 games. 15 times 2 is 30, so that means they are playing 3 games. This is the price. Per person, 30. What was the minimum time? 3 games. Each game is 20 minutes. So 3 games is 20 plus 20 plus 20, do I have 60? Then they've got 20-minute break between first and second, 20-minute break. Say 100 minutes plus 60 plus 20 plus 20, 100 minutes, 100. There we go. Option C. Boom. There we go. So that was my answer. Right, moving on to a group of 12 people booked the whole arena for a private 3-game session. The group received 15% discount. Group received 15% discount. How much is per person? 12. 18 times 12, 216 is what we've got. And then they received 15% discount, 0.85. 183. Oh, there we go. Right, 183.6. That was it. Righty, moving on. So again, sorry. The idea is not using finding out 15% then taking away. I used a multiplier here. The multiplier which I ended up using was, do I have 0.85 was a multiplier. Boom. Moving on to our next question. Ready? Okay. My next question is, how much does it cost 6 students to play 2-game? Students means this much, and how much less does it cost? That means you need to find the difference. 6 people, right? Okay, so 1 person pays how much? 6 times 12, 72. 20% is that's the saving is 20%. 0.2, 14.4. Boom, there we go. I know majority of us what they would have done is they would have ended up finding, okay, so how much? 12, you would have times it by 6. 12 times by 6, you would have done is 72. Then you would have found the difference. 72, then you would have done 72 times by 0.8, 57.6. Then you would have taken away. No. If you do that math, you would have got the same answer. But 72 minus 57.6. We talk about these strategies again. That's what you need to know. Right, 14.4 is my answer. Right, moving on to, these look super easy. Right, a family of 4. Okay, a family of 4. One person is of which one person plans to buy a 3-game session. How much does it cost the family with the student discount? That means out of the 4, so I have times it by 3. I do have 45. Can't be this option. And then the 4th student only pays. He gets 30% discount means 15 times by multipliers, 30% discount, 7, 10.5. 45 plus 10.5, 15, 55.5. Boom, there we go. Just do it. 15 times by 0.7 because he got 30% discount. Next, 15 times by 3, do I have 45? There we go. So that was my option. 55. It's just about mental maths. Right, okay. Now, moving on to our next question. Right, 50, water comes into the house. 50 joules energy. Oh yeah, that reminds me of chemistry. Those of us who are doing chemistry would know MC delta T, specific heat capacity. Q is equal to MC delta T. The volume of water used in a bath is 15. Something in 15. Oh, everybody is at 15 here. And that's in litres. So 150 times by 50 times by 20. Is there any conversion? No. Let's use chemistry. Divide by 1,000. 150. Boom. That's it. No conversion is given to me. I'm using my chemistry knowledge. So it's do I have 150 litres? Right. Okay. Moving on to our next question. So the next question says energy needed to raise the temperature. Oh yeah, that's again literally chemistry. What is energy needed to raise it? 10 litres times by 10 times by 40. 168. Boom. That's my answer. What sort of a question is that? That's a chemistry question. Right, okay. I'm just using my knowledge of chemistry and just floating, skimming through it. What does he want now? kilowatt hour, 1 kilo, 3.6, a liter of water, kettle, 10 to 190. Answer has to be. So I've got 4,200 times by 90. Whatever answer I got, 1 liter is 1. Yeah, divide by 3.6 million means divide by 36 followed by 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, 0.105. Oh, there we go. Option B. That was easy. Right. I'm using energy conversion. Right. Moving on to our next one here now. Everything is the same. Yeah, one person has decided reduced instead of 30. How much less? I need to find the difference. How much less is it? So how much less is it? How much less is it? MC delta T is all I'm trying to do it. So how much is how much less energy would be used? So do I have 4,200 times by, it used to use 50, now 50 this one, so do I have 40? 40 times by, used to be, again 40 here. Ready? Okay. And the other guy went down from 50 to 40. So 40 take away 4,200, take away, times by 30, because 40 minus 10. Change in temperature. Times by, this one was 40, now he goes down to 30 liters. Right, okay, let's play. So, yeah, percentage, he wants me to find the difference. Times by 40, times by 40. What's this now? Times by 3, 4, 1 over 9 over 16, 1, 7 over 16. Boom. One more time. 4,200 times by 40 times by 40. Oh, yeah, that has to be times by 7, isn't it? Because he says a week. Yeah. Times by 7 divided by 16. Times by 7 again. Boom. That's my answer. Right. So again, I'm not going sitting down here and working out how much is the difference, but just to prove it to you. So whatever you got, just doing it a clever way now. So 4,200, this is still not times by 40, right? So I ended up getting something like this. Let me times it by 7 as well. Times by 7. Boom. So I've got this one, I've got memory clear. Righty. Now, I've got 4,200 times by 7 times by 30 times by 30. Do I have something like this? Now, I will minus it from the other value. 20,000. Boom. That's basic, but this is not the way you should have done it. This is not the way you should have done it. I just did it because I found anytime there's a decrease, so what is that? So that means it goes down by 3 over 4. 3 over 4, do I have that makes it 1 minus 9 over 16. That 1 minus 9 over 16, which is equal to 7 over 16. That's how you find a percentage difference. So again, all I did is I found the top one, 4,200 times by 4. 4,200 times by 40 times by 40 times by 7. Whatever I got, times by 7 divided by 16. Boom, that was my answer. Bravo. Right, okay. This is how you find you don't need to sit down there and start doing all the donkey work and calculate, find the difference ready. How many Mercury days? How many Mercury days are there? We are 23 minutes into this. Righty, okay, we're doing good. 20 minutes into this, so we are still perfect pace. How many Mercury days are there in a Mercury year? Mercury days. Mercury, solar system. So we've got Mercury days. Yeah, that's the one. Mercury days, 88. Answer has to be 1 point something. None of these options. Answer has to be this one. Straight away, choosing that. I'm doing 88 divided by 1.59. None of the options look clear. You don't really need to compute. You're just eliminating. 88 divided by 88 divided by 59, 1.49. Boom, that was my answer. Right. So you don't really have to compute this value. You just knew it. None of the options fit in. How many Venus orbit? How many times does the Venus orbit the Sun during the Earth year? During the Earth year, 365. So do I have 365 Venus? Earth is 226. 1.6. Boom, that's my answer. Right. Easily, because these options were close together, so C and D were close together, that's why I did it, otherwise I wouldn't have. C and D. Right, moving on. Assuming that the orbit is in the same estimate, the closest possible. Closest possible. We know the orbit is something like this. We know the orbit is something like this. Maximum of this with the closest of this. Maximum minus minimum. Venus and Earth, 46, 37. Boom, 146 minus 109. The maximum of this, so he's the max furthest away, because if I want to find the closest, I'm trying to find the maximum distance of this planet with my planet Earth. So which is the maximum distance and the closest distance and so on. So we found out. So do I have, how much is this? 146. 37 is the answer. Ready? Okay, looks right. Okay, let's quickly move on to our next question. Ready? Okay. Next question, how many are there Martian days in 1 Earth year? Ratio is 1:1. 1 Earth year, so 365. Yeah, just using knowledge of planets. Right, okay, now moving on to our next question. And there is if Alan adds the duration of this of his sixth, the mean duration increases by this one. So that means whatever I do of his sixth song, the mean duration increases of the sixth song. 6 times 1 is 6. I will find out. This is the strategy. Watch out now. Shortcut. Again. So again, I can just give you literally shortcuts for each and every question. So, sorry. I'm looking at this value here now. I'm looking at this value here now. This is the value that I'm looking at. What will I do? I'll find the mean. And the sixth value, mean will increase by 1. 1 times by 6. The 1 times by 6. Whatever I do is I'll find the mean of this, because the change in mean is increasing by 1, means I'll times that value by 6. So I know I've got 6 1 here now. So all I'll do is find out. So do I have 235, 205 plus 270 plus 220 plus 215 divided by 5 plus 6, 235. Boom, that's my answer. C. Right, bravo. Right, moving on quickly as we can. Right, what is the difference in the median of the Clares? Medium and Allen's. Medium of Clare. A third option, 5 option there. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, is that 15? 215 and 245. Is that 35? 25? 25. 25. Right, here we go. Right, moving on. What is the range of Claire's favorite song? Range of Claire's. Smallest, high, take away, low. Highest is 265. Low is 55. 65 to 110. 55. Boom. There we go. Right, moving on as quickly as we can to our next question. Come on, buddy. What fraction of an hour? Claire's back to back. Okay, back to back. 250 plus 245, 265, 230 plus 210. That's in. Yep, it says that's in seconds. Divided by 60, 20. 20 minutes divided by 60. 20 over 60, third. Boom. There we go. Right, okay, bravo. Moving on to my next question here again. Right. How many more scratch pies? The graph shows the mean number of pies. Total number of pies. 4,000 mental catalogue. 40,000. How many scratch pies? 10 pies. How many scratch? How many more difference? How many more difference scratched compared to like 6 take away 2? 4 times 5. There are, because there are 5 for 6 times 4 for 20. Boom. 20 is the answer. Right. Okay. Just trying out a few last questions. What percentage of total pies produced in the batch were cracked? 12. So if I have 12 times 5, 60. 60 over 4,000. 60 over 4. 6 over 4 is 3 over 2. 6 over 4, 3 over 2, 1.5. Any option with 1.5. There you go. Now, again, this is what I end up calling in my courses something called half-baked. How do I get to half-baked? Right. I think so, more or less. If there was 0 twisted pies in a batch, how many twisted pies? Because I've gone beyond the limit of 28 seconds. So we'll, if there were 0 twisted pies in the 4 batches, or 5, yeah, there will be 1. Boom. Last question after this. What is the number of 20,000? Number of folded 4. 20 out of 20 divided by 40,000 times by 2,000. Ooh. 1. Oh, Boom. Right, guys, this is it. 32 questions we ended up doing in 29 minutes. Right, guys, this is it. Let's call it a day. Right, we'll catch you again in the next video. Ciao, ciao, cheerio, bye for now. Hopefully enjoying it. Please do subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in one of my UCAT courses or the programs online or classroom. Ciao, ciao.